Sorry for that. Hello there, Denise. How are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a daily read while we're waiting for people to come on live here. So if you're kind of tuning in on catch up, you want to get straight onto the subject. I understand that. So what I'm going to do is let's do a daily reading, and just going to pop my glasses on. Hi there. So let's do a daily reading. So let's have a look here at the daily read for this time frame, for whoever this is resonating with. Okay. So let's do this daily read. Let's do a daily read for, all of us or some of us or, kind of thing. So the first card I get here is, this is, it's certainly me, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign. And also the Queen of Wands can depict that you desire honesty as a woman. Okay, this person here is very, very honest, and this is the major attribute of that you cannot, it's an attribute, it's a great attribute to have, is being honest and being upfront about everything. Here it helps. Okay, it helps matters. So that's the first card that I get as here. So yeah, honesty. I think, somebody around you may have been a little bit thick, may have played some kind of tricks on you, and there's departure because they've not been honest. They're not an honest person. This person, whoever this is, danced around the situation. I feel there was lying, all sorts of things. And, if this is applicable to you, you did not deserve this one iota. Because I would say an honest, transparent person deserves another, heartfelt kind of transparent person too. They don't deserve one partner being, or one person here being totally honest, and then the other person, how does that work? It actually makes the manipulator look quite stupid and foolish. But the manipulator would see you as foolish for being too honest. You're too honest. That kind of thing. So there is this is this departure. This is your decision to depart from this. Because you really value honesty and not trickery. So the six of swords is what this means. Okay, departure and trickery. Somebody's departed with trickery. Let's see where this goes here. Okay. And hi everyone, and welcome to the live show. So let's have a look here. This person's going to regret this. And so they should. Okay, there is going to be regrets. And this other person is frightened that they will actually regret doing this. They're like sitting on the fence, but somebody like this always sits on the fence. They're not capable of being honest and telling the truth. They always are either there or either over here. They're never making that mature kind of decision. This person you're dealing with, whether this is in a relationship, whether this is whoever this may be. So I feel that this person will regret this. I don't think you care if they regret it or not, because what's your main priority? What makes you feel secure and happy and loved and accepted is pure honesty and transparency. And this person does not know how to do this. They're scared to do this. So there is departure. It's their problem if they regret it. If they regret it, if they go and leave an honest person behind, or whoever this is, then they are going to regret it. You know, that kind of situation. So with even if it with the next person, if this is somebody here, with the next person, they'll do exactly the same. They will sit on the fence. They won't be honest. They will, you know, manipulate and all that the way through and dance around. And will they recognize this? No, but they will recognize that they realize that you are not going to fight. You are not going to have this one-upmanship kind of relationship. You are going to ignore it. You are going to ignore it. That's the best thing to do. Okay. This person has created this obstacle here, and they've betrayed you because they have created now this huge, great big obstacle. And I doubt if they would even be honest about that. You know, if they said, look, I made this is stupid and I should have been honest with you, but they've never been honest. It's not part of their personality. And this shows how you know, how different this person is to you. Now, this is not going to resonate with everyone, okay? This kind of person would see that honesty is a weakness. Loyalty is a weakness. They see loyalty as, oh, you can't get anybody else. You know, that kind of thing. You know, you're only sticking around because, you know, you're desperate. It may actually be that you are a very loyal, honest individual. And if this was to force you to go and meet somebody else, you certainly would. Okay. So, yeah, this has been created by the other person. I get the Three of Chalices. Well, the Three of Chalices here. Now, this is not a great reading, okay? Whoever this is referring to, this person initially will celebrate this departure. And it is a triangulation. It is a triangulation. There is a triangulation here. And they will celebrate this because that's what they do. They feel that I've got the power. But I feel eventually, after this kind of fizzles down and this person is not what they make out to be, and it's not exactly what they're looking for, and then they will look back at the traits that you have and think, well, I should have, you know, why did I do that? Now, I do get for you, if this is resonant to you, there's somebody else coming in, because I feel that you have tolerated this for far too long. And, you know, you're kind of thinking, oh, not again. Not again. This person is doing this. And all you have ever been is having your heart on your sleeve, being totally honest. And there's somebody else coming in here. And I think with this other person, which I think that there's a possibility in all people to play little games at the beginning. And and to accept that that can happen at the beginning, but not big games that happen all the way through any kind of relationship is wrong. Okay. But this person, I think if you explain that, I want to be transparent, I'm looking for a very meaningful, loving relationship. I want honesty. And, if anybody was going to go and meet somebody else, or an ex or something like that, to be honest about it, so we can have a very loyal, trusting relationship. So I think I don't even feel this person's like this, that they would certainly be honest to you. They see your qualities as the other person did not see these qualities in you, or they may have seen these qualities when it was far too late. And there's an immaturity, a sense of immaturity here too. So if this is you, and if it refers to you and this situation, don't worry. Don't worry, because there's somebody else here who would think you were amazing, and they would cherish you until the end of their days. This is how this person is. They're so gentle, because I do get the King of Cups, and that is the sort of person you want to be with. Somebody who is very gentle, very kind of sensitive, and honesty. You cannot have a relationship without honesty. Now, this person has lived alone. Okay. For their choice, I think they may have been brokenhearted at some point. They have been the hermit for a long time. And I think they have this person here has actually examined their own past, and why they decided to the things that kind of went wrong in their past. So they're examining that too. I feel this person is lonely. They would love to have a partner, and I think they will absolutely feel that you would be perfect for them. Okay. Now I get the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles in this deck depicts being carefree and joyous, and that's what you will bring into this person's life. Joy, actual joy. And I do get, well, this person is going to be competition for the person that has really messed with your head. There is the Magician. They are in for the kill here. This person is wanting to for some of you, this could be an engagement. It could be a marriage, quite swiftly, a marriage, and offering you huge stability. And this person's going to be a huge kind of, not that you would set this up as like a challenge to the other person. It's just that it's happening naturally. You are so sick and tired of these games or this situation that this other person is a breath of fresh air sent from the heavens. Okay. The other person will see this as a threat, because there's regret. They will regret what they've done. They will regret thinking, okay, I'm stuck with this person that I don't love, and why did I do that? I regret losing that person. But when somebody rides roughshod over you, all your emotions, all your feelings, and takes you utterly for granted that you will always be there. This is the divine saying, they're not always going to be there. We're not here forever, are we? Either any of us are not here forever. And when you lose somebody that you know that you've tested to the absolute limit, you start to regret that. And it's like a physical death. So anyway, why was that reading so intense? I don't know, but I'm reaching out to somebody here who is kind of on this transition, and it's going to, this other person is going to knock, you're going to knock this person's socks off. They are going to be so enthusiastic about wanting a relationship with you. And that's what I'm getting here. And I think it's something that you'll have a choice. You'll have a choice of this. If you've been alone for a while and you've given yourself space after this other situation, it's kind of taking space and time out to think, letting the dust settle, and actually think, what did that person do? Why did they do that? And thinking that you're better than that. You're better than that kind of scum. That's what's coming through here. Whoever I'm talking to here. Now, this is about Princess Diana, and maybe this reading is very much about Princess. Maybe this reading was about Princess Diana, and was a channeling reading, because if you kind of rewind this and look at this, I feel the first person who was sitting on the fence with Camilla would actually see this as like, he's entitled, Charles is entitled to do this because I'm a royal member of the family. No, you're not entitled to do that. Nobody's entitled to do that. And so this could be actually Princess Diana actually channeling through that there was lots of, just because Charles treated her so like that, get triangulation and all of this kind of thing, she actually did feel happy at the end of her life, because she'd met somebody who thought she was amazing. And I feel as well, it's one of the reasons I feel that Charles didn't like that. He didn't like that. It made him feel bad that actually this man is treating her so much better and showing that he's a real man. And I was not a real man. I could not be faithful to that woman and be a real father and be a real husband to her. And there are regrets. I feel that Prince Charles does regret that. I feel he regrets it right to this day, because although he is with Camilla, Camilla's got her faults. Yes, he was in love with her, but he does reflect back to that time, and he does look at the photographs and think, gosh, she was so young. She was so young, so naive. And all I was doing was playing with her heart, with her mind. And not just that, I feel Harry does actually feel this too. He feels that his dad was a bit of a prick for doing that to her. Because even now, I think he gets fed up with Camilla. He puts her in a play. Oh, he says, no, sometimes you can see them when they're out together. And yeah, they are together, but he looks like he gets a bit tired of her. And that kind of thing. I think he does live with regrets, absolutely. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to look at, it's a shame that we've not got many people live. I thought this would be quite popular in terms of Princess Diana. But hey ho, I really liked Diana. I thought she was so lovely. And I just wanted to look at this because there's an article in the paper about this and looking between the lines. So let's have a look here. So actually that reading could actually be about Princess Diana. So this is in the Daily Express quite recently, and this is from the Daily Express, which was actually published today, 27th of July, which is today, and this headline says, "Royal heartbreak: How Diana was fatally damaged before even meeting Charles." Now, I feel that I don't like those excuses that she was damaged before she even met. I feel it didn't help the way he treated her. Okay, I think it was she was damaged. Yes, she was damaged. But it doesn't mean that he can treat her that way. And that's going to compound what she's already suffering from. So, but maybe that was something, that vulnerability, maybe he used that to actually help him be free from Diana. Who knows? He may have used that bulimia problems. She was very mentally sick as a way to divorce her. So anyway, let's have a look at this. It says Princess Diana and Prince Charles's marriage was infamously turbulent. However, the young lady, Diana Spencer, was already marked by childhood events that left her fatally damaged. Before she met her husband, according to the royal biographer, who it is, and this is published by Anna Shimmer, and that this was published today. Okay. So it goes on to say that they got married. We know about that. This author of this book, The Firm, Penny Junior, discussed one reason why the young Diana was fatally damaged before entering into the unhappy marriage. Wasn't Charles actually seeing Camilla at this time? Anyway, let's continue. Miss Juna writes, at 19, can you look back when you was 19 and how naive you were at 19? Yes, you can get pregnant. Yes, you can give birth to a child at 19. But you're still, you're not even that far off being kind of prepubescent at that age. I would say 5 years, and you're talking about, a 14-year-old. So anyway, let's continue. At 19, she was little more than a child when she first arrived, totally unprepared for the life that lay ahead and completely out of her depth. She was a romantic and innocent. She knew nothing of life or work or relationships. The things she knew about, the things that Diana knew about were loss and rejection, the product of her family's divorce and she had fatally damaged by this experience. Yeah, I think I picked up that there was this distance with her father. She didn't really have that love from her parents. So what she did when she became a mother, she gave all that love to, she actually gave lots and lots of love to Harry and William. And I think Harry and William are so grateful that they actually did get this parental love from their mother. And they cherish that. They cherish that. So this continues. She had no confidence, no stability, just a desperate need to be loved and wanted, and a determination to get what she wanted. This could have been prevented, this Charles and Diana ill-suited match. And it continues. If Lord Mountbatten, who was murdered by the IRA in 1979, had still been alive a year later, Charles and Diana would not have married. Mountbatten was like a father to the prince, and he would have seen that Diana was the wrong person for him to be bound for 50 years or more. I think this is the problem with the royal family. They actually see a marriage as like a contract, and a lot of these aristocratic families do. They don't get, a lot of them don't get married for love. I think they do now more than they used to, but I don't feel they got married for love back in that day. And it was all about contractual, like the money they have, the property they own, what they can actually receive from this marriage, rather than love. And this was very much how this union was created, what they could give to each other as a husband and a wife. And I actually have to say, I feel that Prince Charles was pretty pathetic as a husband. He seemed as if, even after the marriage, he was walking about like a virgin. It was like he was so awkward, and like he had no he didn't seem to have a clue about how to be a husband or a partner. So Mountbatten was like a father to the prince, and would have seen that Diana was the wrong person for him. But Mountbatten was dead, and Charles was still consumed by grief, lost without this older man to guide him, and quite alone. Instead, when Diana married Charles, she faced a tough transition into life with the royal family. It was something that Sarah Ferguson would also struggle with when she married Prince Andrew in 1986. Well, this begs to kind of, is this the way that Meghan was saying that this transition did not help, has not helped? Maybe she's found it quite difficult. So this royal author here, Diana and Sarah resented how differently they had to be treated. Miss Seward writes, the Princess of Wales and Duchess of York only discovered how difficult royal life could be after they were engaged and already en route to the altar. Sophie was being given a careful and subtle introduction, a fact which did not escape the notice of Diana and Sarah. Okay, so this Sophie Wessex was given different treatment to the sons, the ones that were more in line to the throne, and they noted that. Both would later complain with more than an edge of resentment in their voices that they had received no such help as they struggled to get to terms with their situation. So, yeah, I think we know the story, but this is kind of saying that they didn't get any help. I don't feel that Diana did get any help with her mental health. Hello, everybody, and it's nice to see you come here live to share this. So there was this marked difference how Sophie Wessex was treated in comparison to Diana and Fergie. So I wanted to do a little reading on that. What was the difference there? What was the difference? What was the difference in the way I get a harshness? And like a tone that was very kind of harsh. And in a way, this is coming through in a way that a prison officer would actually speak to an inmate, that kind of thing, talking with a very monotone, kind of emotional tone of voice. And even that can be, especially if you've been brought up with a loveless kind of childhood, can actually be very damaging, being careful of your tone of voice. I think that's changed. I think things are put over in a more kind of softer tone now than they used to be. Yeah. So it's like, go by the rules or whatever. I go by the rules, I'll be punished. It feels like that. Okay. Go by the rules, Diana, or be punished. Yeah, I get the arrival, and especially the arrival of Prince William. I feel this got worse. This is what's coming through. This very kind of strict, you'll do as you're told. Stop this nonsense. They had no idea how to treat somebody with such a mental problem. And I guess this is where William gets this idea of heads together. So, yeah, this came after and giving birth to a child. She was quite young when she gave birth to, and then the attention was all around William and all of this. And I do get Charles, like he got his heir. He got his heir to the throne, and it seemed as if he kind of detached himself from her. So let's have a look here. Sylvia. Diana loved Charles in the interview of the engagement. Yeah. The news reporter asked Diana if she loved Charles, and she said, of course. When he asked Charles, yeah, I remember that interview, he said, what if that's what love is? Or something like that. Yeah, not a nice thing to say, is it? And she couldn't give that ring back at that time, could she? It's like, oh, we are going to mold you. And it was like, all this transition. I think the way they tried to I think they said to her, I get this too, you know, you can expect Charles to cheat on you. This is what the, you know, the heir to the throne is entitled to. They really did abuse her. And she'd already gone through a lot of abuse. Yeah, I do get this too. As I said that, I pulled this card out. You know that you would have to share. This is what this card is. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and it's sharing finances, but it's also sharing. You know, you're going to have to share Charles, don't you? I think that was even said. I think Camilla. Yeah, and yeah, it's something that should be done by the royal family. It's something that will be done, is that you will have to share the prince with other women. That's what happens. I feel this came from Prince Philip, and that was a shock, because that came after the arrival of William. As soon as William arrived and was born, this was said to her. You do realise that, don't you? So that would have been a terrible shock for her after giving birth to that child. I mean, how much damage do they want that poor girl to have? It's just terrible. It really is. The thing is, it's like she was like a whipping boy. You know, you will do your duties, you will work hard, you will do this, you will do that, you will allow him to cheat, you will say nothing, you will be quiet, you will do this, that, the other. Well, I think no. And I feel this is like, after so much of this, Diana kind of said, no, I'm not going to do that. And she started to fight back. They both did. They both started to fight back. The Duchess of York and Princess Diana. And it's like they became like slaves here to, I think this even may have been said, you are slaves now to the royal family. I feel this is how cruel these aristocratic sets can be. And they, I think they would have even said, you know, you're a slave now to the royal family. And, you know, and they treat them like inmates, like prisoners. And I'm getting that through this illusion here. It was a complete illusion. They were sold an illusion. They were sold an illusion that didn't exist. And they made clear after the child was born, and again, I get birth of another child here. I get this is coming through so strongly. I don't know whether this is Diana being channeled through here, but I get, especially when William was born, this is when this happened. This happened, that I was going to be a slave to the royal family from now on, and this is the real deal. You've got to share him. And I do get that Prince Charles here. Okay, Prince Charles. Who would ever want to marry a royal? But then again, Edward, I don't feel Edward would have treated Sophie Wessex, and Sophie Wessex was treated so differently. And when they even told her, like treating her like a whipping boy and a slave, you will actually do your duty. You will go on these trips although you hate him, he's cheating on you. You will go on these trips. You will do as you're told. This is your duty, and you're going to do this although your husband is with another woman behind your back. And they were tricked. She was tricked into this marriage. This is coming through too. I was tricked into this marriage to actually supply an heir. I think we all know that. So these trips here abroad, and the Six of Swords is the trips abroad. And you're going to stick with this. This is your duty. I guess this is where she started to throw herself down the steps, didn't she? And he was visiting Camilla, and this affair was going on. She was very lonely. Diana was very lonely, the hermit. She was very lonely in that palace. And she was seeing the world. She was seeing the world. She was traveling with these trips and seeing the world, but she felt so lonely. Maybe this is a missed opportunity. This world card was something she wanted to do before she married Charles. And she dreamt of this, you know. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that before. And now I'm stuck in this situation. So there was a missed opportunity here. I just feel it's so tragic. I do. I definitely get here. This very much so after William arrived, definitely coming through. It was when I gave birth to the heir, and then this all started. Before that, not so bad. I didn't realise. I'm getting that too. I didn't realise before William was born. I didn't realise, and after, that's when it all started to all crumble down. So let's have a look at your comments here. Kiko, I saw in a biography that Charles had a wicked temperament. He tore a sink off the wall. Yeah, wow. Well, he had his issues too. He went to that stupid boarding school where he was kind of practically abused too, wasn't he? And he had the pressure too. And Sylvia, the Queen Mother also has a lot to answer. Her favourite grandchild was Charles, and the Queen Mother also, Charles and Camilla, to use Clarence's house, her home, to have their affair. Cruel, isn't it? It's so cruel. Do you know why they did that? Because they were treated that way. You know, they were treated that way, and what they do when they know how heartbreaking it is, because they allowed their husbands to cheat. So it's like, well, we've been there, so have you. And it's kind of transferring those feelings onto Diana in a very kind of toxic, vile kind of way. And this is also in the mix because it's renowned that Prince Philip had affairs. And, you know, the Queen must have been heartbroken because sometimes I think she was carrying the children pregnant, and he was having affairs with ballerinas and things like that. Beautiful ballerinas too. So she must have felt dreadful. But it's like, I just got to get on with this. I've got to give birth to this child. So that must have made her very kind of cold. towards her own children. Now, I'm not putting the Queen down here, but I feel that I pick up here that there was a transference of that onto Diana and Fergie. We had to put up with that, so you've got to put up with that too. And I feel that's terrible of the Queen Mother to actually, it's abuse, it's mental abuse. It really is. Pure and simple. To actually say you can use Clarence House to conduct your affair with Camilla, yeah, that's fine, and it's done. It happens. LaBelle, that is why royal mistresses were given both titles and privileges and held in high esteem. Isn't that awful? And they were in high esteem, yet they were treating Diana like some kind of slave. For as long as it lasted, while the wives were part of the royal duties, nothing to do with love. It's unfortunate that I feel that Diana entered that in love with Charles, in love, was sold an illusion. This is coming through, sold an illusion. Hello, everyone, and welcome. LaBelle, children of the royals and our aristocracy were often married away at the age of a few months old. Yeah, that's right. They've already matchmade them. And this goes back years, doesn't it? With aristocracy, they don't marry for love. I hope that this has changed. That they do marry. I think they do marry for love now, and they're allowed to marry for love because they realise that it's an empty existence to actually marry somebody and not love them, and have to have these affairs in the background to actually fill that gap. It just doesn't seem, it doesn't seem healthy to have a life like that, of like a contract, and I will just, have sex with other people. What about real love? Is it just about sex, and is it just about being in contract with someone, and there's no love there with anybody? I find that a very sad existence. I actually do pick up here that Prince Philip is a narcissist. I think he would find it easy to be with the Queen as a duty, Queen consort, or and have affairs and not even fall in love or be in love with anybody. I think that's okay. I'm happy. I get everything that I want, kind of thing. And some people can have that mindset of, what's love? Love is just silly. It's silly nonsense. Love and romance is silly nonsense. It doesn't last. What love is loyalty and duty, and duty. That's what love is. Not having affairs with, actresses and ballerinas. That's not love. So what they've got is duty and sex. That's the bottom line. So let's just have a look at more of your live comments, because this is live and interactive. I think, well, Diana woke up to this ridiculousness, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't blame her for having an affair, because that was encouraged. You're doing your duty, you have an affair. You want to have an affair, go and have an affair. With that polo guy, go and have an affair, and nobody will batter an eyelid and that kind of thing. And then we have this debacle about Prince Harry, not Charles not being Prince Harry's father, true father. And that's another thing. This Hewitt guy, isn't it? James Hewitt is supposed to, because they have an affair, go and have an affair. As long as you do your duty. If you want a bit of a sex and a bit of a fling, go and have an affair. How ridiculous. Diana wanted love, and she showed her children all that love. So, LaBelle, thousands of years, dear Yvonne, some parts of these traditions linger on almost amongst some, especially the older generation. Love has happened many times through history between royals and mistresses. Yeah, how strange, but not with the person they're with. Jackie, hi everyone. I'm late again. Hi Yvonne, hope you are well. Now that's fine if you're late. We are nearly finishing up here actually. Hi everyone, and lovely to see you. You can always do catch up if you want to be part of this, and also put your comments in the comments section. Shanna Lee, Prince Philip's father had several mistresses. He had a bad example to follow, and his mother was not around. His mother was in a mental hospital, wasn't she? And yet I don't even feel that she was mentally ill. And that went on too. And then they were trying to, you see Prince Philip would have seen that as normal. And then they were trying to say that Diana is crazy, is crazy, is nuts. And same as his father did with his mother. Lorraine, have a look at YouTube, Diana childhood films. I know. Prince Harry is Prince Charles's son. I know, I can see it. Okay. Prince Philip was born on a kitchen table in Greece. Yeah. And I used to actually go to Corfu, and I went to that place that he used to live, the palace there. Well, he stayed there. We've got fireworks outside. Okay, no problem. So I know sometimes YouTube actually don't show your comments, and I don't know why. Some of them are okay. I don't know why they don't do that. Okay. You're in Liberia. Well, welcome from Liberia. Excuse the fireworks. I don't know what's going on. It's nothing. I don't know if it's a special day or something. I don't know. So good to see you too. Stay cool. The heat wave we are living in. Actually, it's cooler today, and it's a lot more comfortable. Normal for the UK is around 21 to 22, and it's gone right back to normal, the temperature. And Tuesday it was 38.7, and then it's dropped right down to 21 now. It's so crazy, isn't it? It was tragic for Diana. Bless Diana's soul. We all loved her, didn't we? We all saw that story. It was horrible. And, we kind of reflect our own lives there, And she did. She grew up in a house too without love. She was raised on rejection. And she was programmed to be rejected later on in life. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe they did program her knowing that she's going to be treated like this if she is going to marry Charles. She's going to be rejected. So maybe they programmed her to, you will be cheated on. You will be abused. You will be treated this way. You'll be treated with no love or affection. And you're going to be void of any love. So we're programming you to be like that. It is sad. It is sad. I've probably got flies in here because I've got the lamp on. I just have to say, guys, thank you for being here. And this was something new and to explore. This was published today in the paper. This book, The Firm, it's called. I actually wonder what Prince William thinks about this. Prince Harry, what he thinks the way his mother was treated. Because they don't treat their wives that way, do they? Certainly not. So maybe there's been some changes because of what happened to Diana. Let's look at it in a positive way. Because of what happened to Diana, for the future generations, they are able to love, each other. So sending you guys lots of love, lots of blessings. And if you ever want your own personal reading, just give me an email. We can organise your own personal reading too. So just let me look here. What's that? Love today. Thank you, Kiko. I've really worked hard, and I may after this do an Aries reading just to catch up on that. Labelle, you are a beautiful soul, Yvonne. You are both soft and loving, and also fierce, wonderful combination. Yeah, I think to be authentic, to be transparent, to be authentic, and to be loving and having a very loving heart is unique, I feel. But it also takes a very strong woman to be like that, because as our society, I think it should be very productive to show each other love. Show your love to each other without that being seen as a weakness. And unfortunately, with the lots of narcissism out there, and that's why I do cover the narcissism videos, that actually see you as a fool for actually being like that. But it takes a lot of strength to actually show who you truly are from the bottom of your heart and soul. And that's what I try to do. And I hope that I reach out to you guys. I really do. Thank you for your great comments. So, a loving heart needs to be protected. And yet we was not made to be like that. I don't feel that, going religious now, God created us to not show each other love. Not at all. And I love you too. I love all you guys. I mean, I love doing this channel and I love sharing this community. So thank you all very much. If you want to stick around and you are an Aries, I'm going to do an Aries reading before I go to bed. I want to do that today because tomorrow I'm going to be looking at another kind of maybe earth sign or water signs. So I'm covering fire signs today. So sending you lots of love. Please put your comments, please share. Please also, if you're on catch up, please put your comments down below and hit the like button. Also, if you've subscribed to my channel, make sure that you press the notification bell so you get to know when I'm on live, and keep rechecking that too, because sometimes you're taken off notification for no particular reason whatsoever. It's not me, it's some glitch in the system. So always make sure that maybe you resubscribe, and always check that and hit that notification bell. So, okay, so Aries next, okay, and I'll see you soon, okay, and bye for now, okay. Bye-bye, everyone.